Patch 5.2 is around the corner and we have massive changes. As you see on your screen right now, we have a new Baron, the Hextech Baron. It has a new set of animations, a new lovely decorated pit, and it has a new thing that you would never have expected. You can actually get a dinosaur in your base. This dinosaur is not only there for decoration, it also has an effect. You can also ride it. But what does this do? What does this change? We'll tackle everything you need to know about this current patch, so don't worry. So first off, the biggest change here is the first wave is empowered once you get these this lovely Hextech Trex. After this, very important, only the wave continues to get empowered where the Trex is around. So this will promote a complete ARAM meta in the WildRift. So you see, the Baron minions are getting empowered, otherwise only the cannon minions get empowered. Next up is, you get a complete new moveset. You get rockets you can launch. You get an absolute amazing tail swipe. You just knock them away. And not only this, you get a Godzilla laser. Look at this. You can just shoot a laser beam through their faces and get them killed. And once it's done, you detach from this one and you're back on the map. So the next thing is, we have new Heralds. We have this lovely bomb herald and another herald that I'll show you briefly after. This one will spawn little bombs around you which will then roll onto the lanes, and as you're on the lane you can pick these up, and then these little bombs will absolutely demolish turrets. The goal with this is to give herald a more meaningful impact for your teammates rather than just on an isolated player, which means herald becomes even more powerful. And next to this we have a gun Hextech Herald. It is literally a living turret that you can just place down and it guns down enemy turrets. It's not like the old one that charges, it just has energy and you see the rocket barrage blasting away and he starts gunning away at that turret at a rapid speed. Has different movesets, different abilities, and does a bunch of damage. Another addition to the map is going to be the Hexgates. They spawn at 4:30 in the game and they have a 45-second cooldown. You can teleport from one side to the other side of the map easily. Just take a look how Jinx goes through Fog of War up there and you'll always see this. You'll always get this information through Fog of War, which is a very important thing because these rotations are very broken. That way it becomes even more difficult to just collapse on people because they can always call for backup. That is actually crazy powerful, and obviously both teams can use each other's Hexgates. Next we have the Hextech Lootkits, and if I'm not mistaken we have 7 different ones. They spawn randomly in any lane to just give laners a more powerful sense of achievement during the laning phase. You have this little laser turret, which seems to be like a little turret from Heimerdinger. You just place it down and it blasts a beam right into the enemy's face. Looks like a slow, akin to Glacial Augment. Then we have different augments as well, like you pick up this one and you suddenly increase in size, so I assume you just get a base damage buff, maybe even attack speed. Then we have also one that is going to shrink you, as you see here, and your movement speed seems to be increased. I do not know all of the things that these hex kits will do. So yeah, but this one seems like the most powerful one. It's like an artillery turret that deals 300 damage per shot. 3 shots, 900 damage onto a tower just for free from Narnia range. What do we have here? We have like a weird turret looking kind of thing that is super tanky. And then explodes after it's getting killed. This looks like a regeneration buff. Yeah, it looks like a healing buff you just gain. What do we have here? We have an instant minion kill button. And somebody that scans vision for us. Just goes out and hunts them down. Now for the next thing, I'm going to talk about Lissandra. I'll show you all of the skills of hers and you'll just be able to read them if you want to. Her first ability, to just really simplify, you shoot out a cone, it blasts wide open as you hit something and splits even further apart. Your second ability is an AoE root ability, very powerful. Your third ability is a mobility spell. You shoot out a claw and then at any point you want to, you could reactivate it and get to the point of your claw. The ultimate ability is a CC spell that holds somebody in ice and they can't move anymore. You can also ult yourself to heal yourself and completely make yourself untargetable. You can go for cheeky plays, as you see you go in forward here, use your claw to the other side, go for a cheeky play and still escape without any problem. And you can take people with you, which is a very powerful thing. Now, for ganking, you need to keep in mind that your champion becomes very, very powerful when there's just one single kill. Because the moment you kill somebody, you see these little ice thralls run around, and these things do a massive amount of damage. Because every single time, at least on PC it was like this, somebody dies around you that's an enemy, you spawn these little things, and they completely decimate people with the damage they do. Because just look at the damage they're doing. On Ornn it doesn't seem that high because it's Ornn champion, but look at the control of so many of these. This is going to be a massive difference maker when it comes to playing WildRift and overall damage. Because teamfights are going to be so absolutely insane, you have no idea. Now with that done, we need to talk about the Light and Rune thematic items. They're going to be removed, they're going to be reverted, and we're going back to the normal items. And it appears that there might be new items, newly changed items, or entirely completely new design items for the Hextech Rift. But this is all still to be determined and work in progress, and I do not know yet what they will be looking like or if they even are going to be released. Who knows, maybe we see some Hextech items in the next theme. Next up comes something that's very important for all of you Bluemote havers. If you have them banked, keep them. I mean, there's no way to deal with them anyway right now, but there's going to be something very soon, and they're monitoring this one as you gain too many and can't do anything with them. Next thing is a potential change to dragons. Dragons, as we now know them, as they are right now, are completely worthless and very unsatisfying. With the buffed Herald, it's going to be even more insane. However, they do not want to touch them immediately because they want to see how the game flow is going to be after the introduction of the new Heralds, to then tackle them a little bit later down the line. But they are very much aware of the dragon situation, but they do not want to do this immediately at the same time. Now let's give you some context as to why they're changing these things, for example, the Hextech Lootkits. They have identified some pain points, especially during the laning phase. The influence of a lane player is too low and the experience is very repetitive. So I wanted to add something new because the sense of achievement is very low and establishing lane advantages just barely meant anything. And it was very difficult to snowball or transfer advantages from laning into the map or just winning the game in general. Now for the Herald, why did they do this? The pain point was strategic objectives. The Herald release strategy was not really diversified. Most of the time you just placed it mid lane and other lanes like bottom or like Dragon and Baron lane barely gained any advantage from that one. The goal of this change to make Herald a more team-wide objective is to give the entire team benefits of the Herald rather than hoarding the advantages on one player or two players. Now, why are they doing the Hexgates? The current observation are that advantages can't be transferred to win the game without mobility to assist teammates timely. The design goal again is to introduce gates to encourage quick support in the jungle and small-scale teamfights, and activate the mobility and roaming capabilities of top lane and support for assistance. First off, I think support is already very mobile enough, they do not need these Hexgates. For Baron lane it makes definitely a difference. However, it's very difficult to say if this entire mobility creep will not just maybe make the game even more teamfight and absolutely ooga booga heavy than it already is. Now, why are we getting new Heralds? The design goal is to increase the game variability and just lane preferences. The Hextech Mimic to allow all teammates to benefit, as I said earlier, from the new Herald, and the Hextech Gorilla turret, which is similar to the old turret, to lower the learning curve for new gameplay. Because fundamentally speaking, it's still a very similar experience. Now, as for the pain point of Baron Nashor and why we're getting Hextech Baron Nashor. The team's goals are scattered after making large efforts to kill Baron, making it hard to snowball the advantage. Players having low influence in the late game can't contribute to the team well. So from my point of view, Baron as an objective allows you to play different strategies. 1-3-1, 1-4-1, and whatever other number you can come up with. You play multiple lanes at the same time, which is then again a strategy. With what they're doing right now, they're making it so that playing as a 5-man squad, just deathballing somewhere, is the preferred strategy, which is the lowest level of strategy you can ask for. You just run down one lane as one group. That is literally the easiest strategy you can think of, and that way they're enforcing a very ARAM heavy meta, or all top, all bot, like one lane will be played and all the other lanes will be completely ignored. And yeah, let me know what you think about this video, let me know what you think about the new HEXRIFT, just let me know everything in the comments below. We'll see each other for more content very soon. Anyways, take care and have some fun on the Rift.